Good luck.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Birleşik Krallık'ta devasa bir üniversite olan Manchaster Metropolitan University'yi Isabella'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Isabella, the stage is yours now.
Thank you very much, Zeynep, and welcome to everyone. My name is Isabella, and I work in the international office at Manchester Metropolitan University. And I've got the pleasure of looking after prospective students from Europe, including Turkey. So today I will give you a short introduction to the university, and of course I welcome any questions you might have. So let me just share my screen so I can put the presentation up for you. So Zeynep, can you just let me know if you can see the screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Lovely. Okay, so again, welcome to Manchester Metropolitan University. So in today's talk, I will tell you more about Manchester, about studying in Manchester as a city. There will be an introduction to the university, our international students, some popular courses. Of course, I'll give you contact details and talk through fees and scholarships and entry requirements, and then we have the Q&A. If at any point during the presentation you've got questions or you want to leave your contact details or ask anything else outside of this presentation, all you need to do is just scan the QR code that will be there in the corner, and I will get back to you with answers to any questions you may have. Okay, so let's start. So Manchester is a really fantastic place to be for a student. We're located in the northwest of England, kind of bang in the middle actually of the UK. So it's a perfect place to explore the rest of the UK. So Greater Manchester as an area is just under 3 million residents. And we've got a fantastic symbol, which is a worker bee. So it used to be kind of connected with the city's industrial past, but today the bee stands for pride, unity, identity, and kind of that sense of teamwork and team spirit. So here you've got some drone footage of Manchester. It's a really modern city with a lot of history, but certainly the industrial past is now kind of gone, and you can see all the kind of modern buildings here, the BBC and ITV studios, for example. So it's the second most important city in the UK for many reasons, in terms of economy, in terms of culture. Of course, sport is also really, really big in Manchester. And Manchester has really become one of the key cities in the UK, but also worldwide. So it's now known as one of the most cost-effective student cities in the UK. It's top 5 in Europe as a business city and one of the fastest growing tech cities in Europe. And it's been voted, I think, now 2 or 3 years in a row as the UK's best city to live in. So really, it is one to definitely consider for students. And most recently, I think maybe a month ago, Manchester has actually been named one of the friendliest cities in the world. So that's by Time Out, so 3rd in the world and actually number 1 in the UK. So I just wanted to to kind of show you a little bit of a video of one of our students who hopefully will give you an idea of why Manchester is a great student city.
I think Manchester is a fascinating place to live in. Manchester is incredibly friendly, and everyone's incredibly nice and kind and supportive.
I like to go to the northern quarter. There are like lots of shops and cafes.
There are these areas also in Manchester, like Curry Mile and Chinatown. You can experience different cultures out here.
You like music? There are bands here playing all the time. You like culture? You're surrounded by it here.
You like sport? You have the biggest teams in the world. Anything you're interested in, Manchester is the place.
In Manchester, a student can come from all over the world. It's so easy to talk to everyone.
Manchester is a melting pot of different cultures.
You can always find things to do.
Manchester is an affordable student city.
One of the best things when moving to Manchester was having my home so close to campus and the campus so close to the city. even the short while that I've been here, I feel like I'm a part of the community. I do feel accepted. I do feel like I belong.
There you go. I hope that that's given you an idea of what Manchester is like for a student. It's certainly very welcoming. It's very diverse. It's very open. And it's a very creative city, maybe a little bit different than other cities in the UK. Very, very unique for sure. And you've met some of those international students there in the video, but of course we've got more. So we've got over 2,750 international students from 110 different countries. That's including currently this year 15 students from Turkey. And our international students really value that openness of Manchester, but also of the university itself, the support that's available here at the university, and the ability to interact with other international students, and of course with students from the UK. And I wanted to introduce you as well to our alumni. So we've got a very, very large number of alumni across the world. But here I wanted to introduce you to Yusuf. So Yusuf is one of our recent graduates from MSc Cybersecurity. He's from Turkey, currently working one of the ministries of Turkey in cybersecurity as a cybersecurity engineer. So here just wanted to tell you, I think one of my favorite parts of the testimonials is what inspired Yusuf, and it was my supervisor during master project, Amna. In addition to her encouragement, guidance, support during the master's project, she's been helping me to publish academic papers. So really that shows that our lecturers go beyond kind of, go that extra mile to really help students. And what Yusuf said about Manchester, why I love Manchester, I appreciate the organization as a whole, since it made me feel valuable during my time at Manchester Met. So if you would like to connect with Yusuf, maybe ask him about his student experience, there is a link available on our website that will take you to Yusuf's LinkedIn profile, and you can connect with him there. And I will also share that page later in the chat. Hopefully Yusuf will also be joining us for one of the next talks with IEFT later in November. So I'll definitely keep you posted if you wanted to, of course, watch our talk with Yusuf later on in the year. So now more about the university. So one of the students there in the video mentioned how great it is to have the campus so close to the city, but also just be able to kind of have the accommodation very close to the city. So we are a campus university, meaning everything is in one place. We've got 5 different faculties. We've got the accommodation there as well. So you can see those little house icons. That's some of our accommodation. And here you can see some of the facilities. So now playing business school. And here on the left-hand side, you've got the Faculty of Health, Psychology and Social Care. And the last one to show you just at the bottom there, you've got a little video of Manchester School of Art. So our buildings are great and a great mix of kind of modern facilities and some of the historical buildings as well, dating back from the 19th century. And the campus is about 10-15 minute walk away from the very center of Manchester, from Piccadilly Gardens. It's located about one of the busiest streets in Manchester, which means you've got bus links, tram links, and there's also a train station. So fantastic place to be, right in the heart of the city. And here are some of the buildings. So you've got the business school, the Brooks building, Students' Union, and other buildings. Here in the middle, you've got SODA, which is one of our newest buildings, the School of Digital Arts. That's the kind of newest addition to the Arts and Humanities faculty. So I'll introduce you to that as well. And a little bit about the history of the university. So as I've mentioned, the actual origins and the history dates back to the early 19th century. So we started with the Institute of Mechanics in 1824. We've opened lots of different schools throughout kind of the 19th century, 20th century, including Manchester School of Design, which is actually the second oldest in the UK. And the university became a university officially in 1992. And since then, we've really expanded. And just here, I'll go back. We've got a really, really exciting future as well. A couple of new buildings, including mentioned the School of Digital Arts, Institute of Sport, and a new building for science engineering. So the faculties, we've got arts and humanities, business and law, health and education, and science and engineering. And here you've got some of the key courses within each of the faculties. So in arts and humanities, you've got art and design, English, creative writing, fashion, history, politics, journalism, languages, linguistics. In the business and law school, accounting and finance, business management, events, hospitality management. There's also human resource management, law, marketing, of course, areas of economics as well. Health and education, here we teach nursing, psychology, physiotherapy, there's speech and language therapy, but also primary and secondary teaching education. And science and engineering, computing and mathematics, engineering, life sciences, natural sciences. So there's biomedical science, zoology, animal behavior, physiology, and so forth, and then sports and exercise sciences as well. So today, I'm not going to introduce you to all of the faculties, all of the programs, but I just wanted to give you some highlights of each. So for arts and humanities, I've mentioned is one of the oldest schools of art and design in the UK. We've got those new School of Digital Arts with really exciting courses like games art, kind of immersive arts, user experience, and so forth. And we also have Manchester School of Architecture within that faculty, which is ranked 11th in the world and 2nd in the UK. And the School of Architecture is actually a joint institute between Manchester Met and the University of Manchester. Now off to the business and law faculty, we've got a triple accredited business school. So the triple accreditation is the highest kind of number of accreditations, that those three key accreditations that really make the business school as an outstanding business course provider. We've got links with professional bodies. We offer a lot of placements throughout the year. And as for the law school, very recently it actually celebrated 50 years of delivering legal education with really strong industry links, and you can study anything from foundation in law all the way to a PhD with all the other professional courses like LPC, GDL, and so forth. Within our education faculty, we train teachers, and we have been doing that for 100 years. We're one of the largest here in the UK, especially in the Northwest. And we've got really great partnerships with schools and other educational providers, meaning we can give students fantastic placement opportunities. And with health, psychology, and social care, one of the outstanding features here is actually the building, which is a purpose-built building, especially for professional health courses, so nursing, physiotherapy. We even have our on-site physiotherapy clinic. We are well known for our adult nursing course. It's #1 in England for overall student satisfaction, for example. We're also one of the top in terms of research under a new university in the UK, the Power for Health Research. And last but not least, science and engineering. So we've got fantastic facilities here, including Print City, which is a 3D printing center. We're a founding member of two very important projects in Greater Manchester, the AI, so artificial intelligence, and cyber security foundry. We're also leaders in developing clean energy, and we've got partnerships as well across the sporting world, especially for our sports science programs. And here just wanted to give you an idea of what type of courses are popular among international students in general, but also among Turkish students. So the top 20 courses in terms of enrollments here in Manchester Met are architecture, different kind of courses within architecture, physiotherapy, electrical, electronic engineering, business management, business analytics, physiotherapy, also at master's level, accounting, finance, international fashion, especially the design practice, and then area of sports management, project management. There's also operations, supply chain management, data science, law, and that's LLB and also LLM, mechanical engineering, TESOL and applied linguistics, international business management, and graphic design. So you can see there is a very broad mix of subjects. And then when it comes to Turkish students currently with us at Manchester Met, we've got students studying architecture, fine art, curating, interiors. We've got a student currently doing a PhD in nursing, advanced physiotherapy, fashion buying and merchandising, different areas of business management, including human resource management, international business management, also engineering, project management, and then sports and exercise science and computer science. Apart from the degree programs, we also offer English language programs. So that includes pre-sessional English. So if your English is currently not within kind of the required level for a degree course, you can join a pre-sessional course and then progress into a degree. And once you are here and a student of Manchester Met, we've got Coaching for Academic English, which is a free English support for current students. We also do CPD and different teacher training programs, and there's lots of support. We have welcomed groups of students from Turkey, from the Ministry of Justice, I believe it was, learning to get to a specific IELTS program. So we welcomed 2 groups during the summer from Turkey. So we've got a lot of students from Turkey in our language center, which of course we're very, very happy with. And the language center is accredited by the British Council. Now a little bit about entry requirements. So I'm going to guide you through the Turkish entry requirements. Of course, if your qualifications are from outside of Turkey, if you're tuning in from anywhere else around the world today, that's completely fine. I'll be able to share that with you later on as well. But let's focus on applicants from Turkey. So for foundation programs, generally we look at minimum 3 out of 5 or 60%. For undergraduate programs, we look for 3.5 or 65 from schools that are on our approved list. So generally, in terms of applying for a bachelor degree at Manchester Met, if your school is on the list that our admissions team have in place, then you can be considered directly for a bachelor degree. If your school is not on the list, you should contact myself directly first. I will be able to do an assessment of the school, and then once we have that, you'll either be approved to be considered for a bachelor degree, or alternatively, we will offer you a foundation entry program. If you've completed, again, a foundation year somewhere else, we'll also be able to consider that. Or if you've completed your first year at a university level in Turkey, so let's say if you studied 1 year of mechanical engineering in Istanbul, you are able to apply for year 1 entry here at Manchester Met in mechanical engineering. So this set of entry requirements applies to pretty much 90% of the programs. There are some exceptions, and that includes architecture. So architecture programs have slightly, especially the BA architecture program, has different requirements, but I can guide you through that as well if that's of interest. And now on to postgraduate, so master programs. So depending on the entry requirements for the kind of UK program. So if the program requires a 2-1, which is a grade in the bachelor degree, so it's a 2-1 honors degree, then an equivalent of that will be a licence diplomacy with 2.8 or 2.6 if you have graduated from an approved from a university that's on an approved list. Now, the reason why we accept slightly lower GPA is that if let's say the applicant is from, for example, one of the highest ranked universities in Turkey, let's say Koç University, we do accept, we have a little bit more flexibility and can accept slightly lower requirement. And it's the same if the program requires a 2-2 UK honors degree, then for that program, the equivalent from a Turkish applicant will be 2.5 or 2.3, again, if it's a applicant from a high-ranked university in Turkey. If you have any questions about a specific school that you're studying at, or if your university is on this school, or if your school is on the list, just let me know the name of the school or university, or you can contact me directly if you don't want to ask on the Q&A chat box today, and I'll be happy to confirm for you and then confirm the entry requirements. Now, in terms of English language requirements, generally for an undergraduate program, it will be IELTS 6.0 with no element below 5.5. For postgraduate programs, it will be 6.5 with no element below 5.5. And that applies to a master program. For PhD, most will ask for 6.5, but no element below 5.5. Some PhD programs, depending on the department, might require slightly higher level of English. Again, I've mentioned to you the language center. So if you're currently not meeting these requirements, you might be considering applying for next September. If you wanted to join us for an English course in the summer, you can do that. And of course, we now accept a couple of other English language tests. Of course, there's more flexibility in line with COVID-19 pandemic and how kind of difficult it still might be to access some courses. So there's a full list of accepted tests on our website. Just a note that if you are currently studying in Turkey and your degree is fully in English, unfortunately, that will not be enough to meet the entry requirement to apply to Manchester Met. You will still have to take an IELTS test or take an equivalent test that's actually approved. Now on to tuition fees. So for undergraduate, postgraduate, and research program, the fees are slightly different. So most of our undergraduate programs, so bachelor degrees and integrated foundation degrees, range between 16,500 and 18,000 per year. Postgraduate taught programs, so master programs, are between 16,500 and 18,500. And then research degrees, the cost can vary depending on your research. So depending on which department you will be studying at, there might be a slightly different fee, but generally they vary between 15,000 and 25,000 pounds per year. These tuition fees apply to probably around 90% of our courses. Again, there will be an exception, and similarly to entry requirements, the exception is architecture. So architecture courses are more expensive. So the profession, because it is a professional course as well, that carries the RIBA kind of accreditations. Last year, the architecture program, the BA Architecture, and the Masters of Architecture programs were £25,000 per year. Currently, we're just waiting for confirmation of fees for September 2022. So hopefully they will be up on the website, but you can expect them to be at £25,000 per year or slightly higher. Now, other costs, of course, when you are thinking of studying in the UK, there's tuition fees and there's accommodation, there's cost of living, and there is visa application. So in terms of accommodation, you can live in Manchester Met accommodation, so halls of residence, or you can rent a home through a private landlord, and Manchester Met has a great resource of landlords in Manchester as well that are approved. So to give you an idea, for Manchester Met halls of residence, so the cost of a 42-week contract, which is just under a year, is between £5,250 and just under, kind of, if it's a room, up to £8,000 if it's a studio. So a studio apartment will be basically your private small apartment with your own little kitchen, living room, bedroom. Of course, there's other costs to consider, so like just the general living costs like food, transport, and so forth. And it's a really, really useful calculator for students, for student budgets. So if you go to the www.which.com website, .co.uk, you'll be able to find the calculator where you basically put in your prospective university. So if you put in Manchester Met, if you select that from the drop-down box, it will give you an idea of the cost at Manchester Met. Generally, it's kind of around £1,000 per month or more. That's probably the £1,000 is kind of an estimate. It could be more depending on your lifestyle, depending on the accommodation type as well. And of course, there's the visa and immigration charges. So the cost of a visa is just around £350. You also need to, when you apply for your visa, you will need to pay the health surcharge, which is basically to cover your access to public health care in the UK, and that's £470 per year. And this is all connected with the student visa financial requirements. So you must show when you apply for a visa that you've got enough funding to support yourself in the UK. And how much money you will need will depending on where you study. So there's two different kind of fee brackets. If you study in London, you need more money, and that's £1,334 for up to a 9-month course. That's per month. If you study outside of London, so for example, for Manchester Metropolitan University, the visa application will ask you to show that you've got £1,023 per month. So you have to basically multiply that by 9. So basically that will bring you to around £9,000. You will have to show that you've got at least that to cover that first year of study. Now, in terms of scholarships, we do offer scholarships for international students. We are just waiting to finalize our offer for September 2022. So here I've got some information of the current scholarships. So students who joined us this September, international students at undergraduate levels were offered £2,000 for every year of study. So in the first year, second and third year. And postgraduate students, so our master's students, were offered up to £3,000 for the master program. So we expect the scholarships to be similar for next year, but if you get in touch with me, or if you kind of sign up to our international student newsletter, you will be the first one to know. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we will be confirming the scholarships. There might be some more opportunities for specific courses, and of course, if you've got any questions on the scholarships, you can, of course, let me know. Generally, for the undergraduate scholarships, there isn't a requirement in terms of GPA. For the postgraduate scholarship, there might be a requirement with the GPA. So let's say if you've got higher GPA, you will more likely qualify for the maximum £3,000. If you've got a slightly lower GPA, it might be £2,000. And now, of course, I promised I will share the contact details. So again, my name is Isabella. You've got my email address there. You've got also our links to social media where you can see what our students are up to. And you also have an opportunity to chat to our students. So the students who are currently with us studying bachelor, master's, or PhD programs, you can speak to international students, you can speak to UK students, you can speak to students who are studying the course that you're thinking about. And it's a very, very easy way of doing that. If you go to Manchester Met website, you will get a little pop-up that will say chat now. You can open that up, browse the students that are currently with us, that are our student ambassadors, and ask them questions. So that would be it from me. Let me just close the, stop sharing the screen. Okay. So now let me just see if we've got any questions. Okay. So I'm just opening up the question box. I'll go to the very beginning. Okay. Now, so the first question was from Merve, asking about the nursing program and if it's possible to work in the UK after graduation. So for nursing and for kind of other programs, there is a route to work in the UK. So after graduation, you've got up to 2 years on the graduate route visa to stay in the UK and stay in employment. So once you graduate and you're still in the UK on your visa, you have to apply for this different visa, the graduate route visa, while your student visa is still valid. So you change the visa to the new one and you've got 2 years still in the UK. So for a nursing practitioner, that's definitely a route to go, a path to go. For maths undergraduate programs, is TMUA required? No, it wouldn't be required. That was a question from Nesilihan. Mustafa asking, my GPA is 2.33, so can I have a chance to make master program for engineering? 2.33, let me just have a look. If I go back to the presentation, I think the question there would be, Mustafa, is which university you graduated from. If you've graduated from one of the kind of higher rank universities, yes, 2.33 would be completely fine for an engineering program. If you haven't, then that's still not exactly a no. What we would do then is to speak to you about your work experience, see if you've got any relevant work experience or anything else that will help you with your application, and then the tutor can make a final decision. Okay, your university is from Cyprus. That I think that would be the similar kind of rule would apply, but I will check on the specific university you're are from, and I'll let you know. Now, how long does it take application? Okay, application process. Merve is asking how long it takes for the application process after sending our documents. If you send everything kind of that's required to start with, probably around a week or two to process your application to kind of give you an offer to study. If it's a conditional offer, it would mean that you still need to submit some documents or show proof of a qualification, or if you've got everything in place, so you've graduated, you've got your IELTS and everything, then the university is likely to make you an unconditional offer. For some programs, there might be an interview required. I think nursing is one of the ones where there will be an interview, so you'll be invited for that as well. Eda was also asking about work permit after graduation. So yes, you are, as long as you study a degree program, so a bachelor program, a full-time on campus or a master program or a PhD program, yes, you are able to apply for the graduate route visa and stay in the UK for 2 years after graduation. Etche is asking, how much is the application fee? No, there's no application fee. So when you're actually sending your application, which is actually just an online application that you fill in on our website, there is no fee. Is the campus in the city centres? Phases asking, yes, we are in the centre of Manchester. Can you inform about living condition? Kubra is asking. So if you're asking about accommodation, usually these are single rooms. So you have your own private room with a bed, a desk, a wardrobe. You can also have your private bathroom within that room, and that's usually slightly more expensive. Or you share a bathroom at the end of the corridor with the other students. The other sharing facilities would be usually the living room and the kitchen. So all of our actually accommodation is self-catering, which means there is a kitchen, but there isn't a meal plan, which means that the food isn't included in the cost of accommodation. So in terms of your food, you've got canteens at the university. So we've got, in most of our buildings, we've got like a place, like a very big, almost like a restaurant where you can get your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. There's lots of cafes on campus as well, where you can just get like a coffee and cake. I hope that helps. Okay, Merve is asking about social activities for international students. Yes, there's plenty of social activities. So there's different ways of kind of engaging with other international students. So first of all, when you come into Manchester in September, there is an international welcome event where we try to get all international students together. We've got lots of different activities that are quite practical. So how to register with a doctor, how to open a bank account. There's also a party for international students. And then basically every week, there's social activities run with the Students' Union. So the Students' Union do all the kind of social activities and social clubs. So, for example, if you are a fan of a particular sport, if you're playing a sport and you want to continue, you can, for example, sign up for the Manchester Met team basketball, or you can do it, for example, for fun. So you can do the sport kind of professionally, represent the university, or you could just do it for fun. Similarly, if you've got other hobbies, let's say you might be really into, for example, arts or into photography, you can join the photography club, the photography society, and then you've got kind of weekly activities with them as well. Also in Manchester, we've got something fantastic called the International Society. And the International Society in Manchester basically joins all the students in Manchester together. So it doesn't matter which university you're studying at, you can be a member of the International Society, and they do fantastic activities like trips. So you can go, for example, to visit Edinburgh or Liverpool. So they do weekly events for international students in Manchester. So it's a fantastic opportunity to meet other students. And then in addition to that, every autumn, kind of at the beginning of term, I organize a meetup for students from kind of different countries, different nationalities, to give basically an opportunity to meet other students of the same nationality. So in instance of our Turkish students, we always organize a meetup for Turkish students. Last year, we did it virtually, so we did like a Zoom meetup. This year, hopefully, we'll be doing both Zoom and kind of on campus. So I always organize something for students so that you can meet students of the same nationality as well, because I know you want to meet British students and students from all over the world, but sometimes it's nice to also have someone from kind of your country that speaks that language, just in case you kind of want to feel kind of that part of home. And Merve was also asking, is Manchester expensive as much as London? Certainly not. It's a very large city, but definitely not as expensive as London. So generally kind of between 30 and 40% cheaper than London. And that goes for everything from a bus ticket to cinema to kind of any other kind of general day-to-day activities. So I've mentioned in the presentation that Manchester is one of the most affordable student cities, and it's also UK's best city to live in, and that really shows that kind of balance of being able to afford living here and actually enjoying Manchester. Manchester is actually very recently, I think, is got one of the kind of safest cities in the UK rank as well. It is, as every kind of big city, Manchester has some of the areas that of the city that are kind of known to be maybe less safe than others. And I think and I guess every big city has maybe some of those kind of more deprived areas, but generally Manchester is a safe city, especially where students stay. There's basically loads of students in the areas where the universities are. They're kind of like little student villages, and those areas are certainly very safe, especially being out and about now, even at night, throughout the city center. It's one of those places that's very vibrant, so there's always people around, so you always feel like you're not kind of by yourself, basically. Let me just see if we've got any other questions. I think that's it from questions. I'll give you another minute or two just in case someone wants to type another question. If you want, again, to kind of get in touch, or if you want to ask some questions, I've copied in there the form that I mentioned where you can leave your contact details. So I've just pasted that there. So this is my private contact form. So I will receive your message. I'll receive your contact details and the programs that you're interested in. And if we don't have any more questions, just one thing that I wanted to add is that I will be here again with the IEFT Talks in November and December, and we'll be inviting colleagues from the department. So we'll have tutors, professors joining me. We're hoping to do 2 talks. One will be kind of on the areas of computing, and then another one would be more to do with kind of art, design, creative courses at Manchester Met. So if you want to sign up and stay in touch, make sure you get in touch with me, and I will of course be very happy to invite you to those next chats that are kind of more focused on particular subjects here at Manchester Met. But if there are no more questions, I think Zeynep will probably be ready to say thank you and goodbye, and see you next time.
Yes, Isabella, thank you very much for your fantastic presentation. And we had a lot of questions. You covered them all. Thank you for your answers too. Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Manchester Metropolitan University ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Isabella'nın paylaşmış olduğu linkten ulaşabilirsiniz. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Yarınki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Isabella. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you very much, and see you again.
See you. Bye-bye.